B'siyata Dishmaya, we're continuing back here the Bet Midrash HaKadosh David Chai, right after Arvit Halachot. Right now we're actually in the Siman 235 in the middle of Halachot Arvit. More specific, it's not about Arvit. We're talking about Kriyat Shema and Berchoteya. So we discussed yesterday the Seif Bet where the person by mistake started to have a meal already, and now does he interrupt himself or doesn't he interrupt? How far the interruption must go, or doesn't he have to do any interruption? So we said first rule, we said yesterday, that it has to be within half hour, right? Within half hour of the time of a chiyuv, obligation to say Kriyat Shema, you're not allowed to start any affairs unless you have fulfilled the mitzvah. So, for instance, like we said, let's say the net Tzet Kochavim is 6:15, so you would be prohibited already from 5:45 starting a seudah until you fulfill the mitzvah of Kriyat Shema. Okay, not necessarily Arvit. The whole inyan of Arvit. It's just talking about at least that mitzvah because it's the oraita that is mechayev you to fulfill the mitzvah of Kriyat Shema. And then we said yesterday that when you're supposed to, how much you're supposed to interrupt. Okay, so now that was the Seif Bet. Today is Bezat Hashem the 15th. Tonight is already Tuesday night, the 15th of the month of Tevet. We're going into Wednesday, the 4th day of the week of Parashat Shabbat Shemot. So we are back in Mishnah Berurah on page 298, Seif Katan Tet Zayin. So we said Asur lehatchil. So it's not an option. It's not that it's a nice thing not to start a meal within half hour of time of obligation to fulfill the mitzvah of Kriyat Shema at night. It's Asur, right, Tet Zayin. He's going on Shulchan Aruch, it says Asur lehatchil. You're not allowed to start the meal within half hour of time, just like a mincha. Like we said already earlier, you can't start mincha. You can start have a seudah before making him a mincha prayer.
What about the seudah today, like a meal? If you don't sit like with people, maybe it's taking like 10 minutes.
Okay, good. That's not the problem. That's not called seudah. We already discussed that. That's good that you're pointing it out again. But yes. So we already said seudah means where there is gonna be taking you out of your normality with some kind of an event. That's why I'm using the word event. Okay. The Hata'am, so says Mishnah Berurah, why? What's the purpose of this? Shema imashech besudato. We're afraid that he's going to get too busy with his meal, right? People start bringing out Johnny Walker Blue. Sometimes the gold is, there's a machloki, the gold is better, the blue is better. No, you ever saw that? Johnny Walker Royale, you ever saw that? There's a $50 bottle of Johnny Walker, $800 they sell. There's the next step. I never knew about it. Somebody just tells me that there is such a concept, right? Abraham, to be very.
It's not a concept. It's real.
It's like real. There is such a thing. Like I'm like, what? Like I can't stand blue. I like gold personally. What are you gonna do? I love gold. I don't know why. Everything else I don't like. Black, the double smoke, whatever it is. So that's the problem. That's the problem. Everybody's gonna start discussing. Everybody's gonna have to put his out. No, this is better. That is better. Imashech metoch seudah, and he's gonna what? Going to be busy about all the other things except for the Ikar. ופעמים משתקע על ידי זה בשינה. משתקע על ידי זה, Right, he's going to forget about the Kriyat Shema, and he's going to be busy about all these things, and now he's going to get to זה, and then he's going to fall asleep and bye-bye. וישכח, and again, also seudah brings what? Tiredness, the person falls asleep.
Yeah.
So maybe we are talking about your individual sandwich. Rabbi Abraham, I never saw anybody falling. Rabbi, you saw somebody falling asleep at a wedding? I never saw yet. There I didn't see yet.
No, that's a different reason. There you could get drunk. You could get drunk.
Right, but still, no, he says, "Upamim mishtaka al yidei gam b'shana." No, I said maybe we should treat it more chamur than at mincha time. Mincha time, you're eating a pastrami sandwich, not a problem. I have a zero problem with eating pastrami sandwich because it's not a big deal. You're not making a big. But maybe before Arvit, pastrami sandwich would be a problem for you.
That's what I'm saying. If you came home, it's one thing. It's lunchtime. But if you're coming home after work, you're tired, you're hungry.
Forget about
eat
it.
And force and
you're saying that's right. And then you're saying Takadami. Maybe Arvit would be more machamur. We should be more mahmir about because you're more prone to going to sleep. Okay, I hear it. וישכח לקרוא קריאת שמע, and there he will forget to read קריאת שמע, ואפילו לאכול קמעה אסור. Wow, here's Rab Avram. Where is he? Where is Rab Avram?
He's moving the corner.
Right, somebody, wow, this is you're not allowed to even take a bite.
From bread.
From anything. Anything. Asur, lechol kima asur. Anything.
Half an hour before?
Before you fulfill the mitzvah.
Okay, again. So
No. A half hour before you're allowed to start a meal. But at night, a person comes home. We just had this whole big machlok in our community. Baruch Hashem le'anara, most of the Bukharians are, in jewelry. And very busy, very hectic time, the week off. Right? That week of the 31st of July, the first year. And they were busy. They were, everybody tells me, they were literally at work till 8:45 in their budkas. People like, what are you doing? Where's the shoppers? Here in Florida? Forget about it. Till people are getting home, just coming home at 9 o'clock.
The malls are packed.
Like I'm saying.
There's like Amazon doesn't exist.
Right. So here you see. So now what happened?
Crazy.
What happened was, I said, so where is everybody? Rabbi, people taking showers, and I said, what do you mean? 9 o'clock is Arvit. What is there? Showers. Here's the showers. Here's the food. No, they have to take some bites. Asur. Here, the Mishnah Berurah is asur to take anything. Once came time for Kriyat Shema, Chiyuv. What we talking about is starting a meal. Rabbi Abraham, I'm very sorry. I was mistaken. I was very much mistaken, Mishnah Berurah. You're not allowed to take a morsel bite. Nothing. You came home.
Wow.
You cannot do nothing until you pray Arvit.
Even if the mentality...
Doesn't matter. He says over here, because you're going to get tired and you're going to fall asleep.
Okay.
Arvit. Huh? Because of Kriyat Shema. I'm saying, I'm building off from the Gemara and Masechet Brachot that says you're not allowed to do anything before you daven Arvit. But yes, we were talking about right now both elements. But yes, we were specifically talking about the Sirif, talking about Kriyat Shema. Rabbi is 1,000% correct. But we're in the parsha of Arvit and all together. So I wanna make sure that everybody understands it's not only Kriyat Shema, it's going to be both. Because we have a heter, or we already discussed that you're allowed to take a sandwich before Mincha. Let's say you're going to eat a sandwich, a pastrami sandwich. 5:15 is Mincha over here. You're 5 o'clock at home, you're hungry. Your stomach is, you ain't praying, you're going to be thinking about the sandwich anyway. So eat your sandwich for 5 minutes, it's not a problem. Yeah, that's what he says. This is talking about, that's it, כי הגיע הזמן. אוקיי? ומכל מקום, טעימה בעלמא מיני פירות, או אפילו פת בקבץ השרי. So, okay. Now he's giving you permission. Okay, you know what? I'm going to say this for the following. Chachamena berosho. Today, I don't know, in Rav Moshe Feinstein's time, a slice of pizza was a snack.
Okay.
You show me today.
Correct.
I go to a pizza shop today. Nobody. It's like everybody. It's a trend. You have a lunch, and it's called a slice of pizza with a soda. You have a lunch. It's called a lunch. It's not a snack.
Overall, people are eating less now.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, they can't. You mean they can't handle more?
No, like maybe more.
No. He's right. That's what I was trying to gain. Rav Moshe Feinstein's time, a slice of pizza was a snack.
Okay.
Today we're so weak. One slice of pizza is like a sandwich for us. It's like a whole. I'll tell you. Let's go. Go to Mizrahi Pizza. Go to any pizza you want. That's a normal thing today. People are going out to eat lunch. What? Slice of pizza and a soda and a little bit French fries.
A slice of pizza is the size of a kibbutz.
Today in Florida, the slices are half of New York slices. I'm talking about Rabbi Moshe's time. Rabbi Moshe's time, slice was a slice. You know that big pie, like the 24-inch pie. Mamash, that was a whole big deal over there, right? And that one slice he considered a snack. Today we can't. We can't do that anymore. We're much, like you say, where we become fall drowsy right away after whatever you eat. Okay, Yud Zayin.
It's also quality of food. It's garbage.
If you're saying it's not food, therefore our body is not comprehending it. Okay. אסור להתחיל לאכול. So לאכול, וכן לישן אפילו דתו רק לשינת כמעט גמרא. This is the Gemara Masechet Brachot over there, that you're not allowed to even just a little nap. I want to take a little nap. I'm tired a little bit. I want to be strong in the minyan. Oh, the Eitzara is the biggest Talmid Chacham. He'll let you know. That he'll give you all the excuses in the world. No, not even sleeping is asur. והוא הדין דאסור אז לעשות כל מלאכות המובארות לעיל בסימן רל"ב, which was what? Remember 232? Even taking a bath. And people were going crazy. Like, Sofer, why are you so hard on these workers? They work so hard. They come home, they need to rest, they need to take a shower. Before they come, Arvit has to be like a pickle. Do me a favor, Habibi. You're gonna fall asleep. What are you doing? Here it tells you everything.
Let's say the guy is a plumber or contractor. He's dirty.
Again, if he is dirty that you can't stand the rayach, that's one thing. But if you're working in a flea market and you're sweating, okay. It's called a spray, a cologne, and you make a spray a little bit to go. You can take a shower now. Before Arvit, you can because you have a chovah of Arvit.
What about today? We have alarms, reminders.
Still, it's not over there. It's talking about somebody, lechoira. I don't know. I mean, how many times you fall asleep? I fall asleep with all the alarms in the one. You're tired. What are you gonna do? We're afraid that you're gonna be you're gonna allow yourself to go deep into it.
Excuse me. Toyota have lights on.
Is that a black Toyota?
Yeah, SUV.
The black one, but right next to the house.
Yeah.
Has lights on. Wow. You want to shut it off for me because otherwise it's not gonna. Make sure it starts first because I don't know. We're gonna have a problem. My batteries died already a few times on me. Thank you. Shehem דברים המביאים לידי פשיעה. All this is it's bringing to what? פשיעה. It's going to make the person to do זה. וכל שכן כשיגיע זמן קריאת שמע, בוודאי אסור להתחיל בהן לבוש. Here it says, no, the time of קריאת שמע came, the bush says you're not to stop any of those things. So I don't know, what was the allowance? A little bit of peirot is okay. A little bit, even bread up to 56 grams was okay. I don't know. It doesn't sound like. What?
Everybody agree with that? That you cannot even take a bite?
No, he says, first of all, first he says to you, it's all asur. But then he gives you some leeway. But now he's giving you l'shuv that it's all asur, legamre. Pri begadim, also pri begadim also. ואיליה רבה מצדד להתיר בהם קודם שהגיע זמן קריאת שמע. No. So again, Ilya Rabba would say if it's within that half hour, I'm not machmir. Like Maran.
Yeah.
But once they came, Ilya Rabba would also say asur. מיהו ללמוד לכולי עלמא. What do you want to say?
איש מצליח,
Where? No, we didn't get to איש מצליח yet. Sorry, I don't see איש מצליח yet. And what? מיהו? No. מיהו ללמוד לכולי עלמא שרי בסמוך לה. Okay, what about I have a קריאת שיעור? We have a shiur at 5 or 6 o'clock at night. Kriyat Shema starts the mitzvah at 6:15. I want to learn right? So should I have to interrupt the Kriyat Shema while I'm learning? The other mitzvah הוא, כמו שאמרו בש"ס, אדם בא מן השדה בערב. Okay, one second.
Like now.
מי הוא ללמוד בכולי עלמא שרי בסמוך לה. No, learning is not a problem. You have no problem to do the learning. No, we all fulfill the mitzvah Kriyat Shema, right? Everybody, most of it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends. ואדרבה, מצווה הוא, כמו שאמרו לך בש"ס, אדם בא מן השדה בערב. So what's the appropriate way to do it in the evening? It's more chamur than mincha even. Look at this. A person comes at night, נכנס לבית הכנסת. First go to shul.
Because קריאת שמע is the right.
Yeah, look at this. אם רגיל לקרות קורא. If he knows how to learn Torah, in psukim, in Torah, in Navi, Tanakh, do it. Lishnot shoneh. If he knows how to, what's his name? How to learn Gemara, Mishnayot, do that. וקורא קריאת שמע ומתפלל. And after that, he would say קריאת שמע and he would pray. אבל כשהגיע הזמן קריאת שמע, אסור אף ללמוד כשהוא מתפלל. He says, no. If time came for קריאת שמע, you're not allowed to start learning also. People get carried away from learning. The ta'anug, the pleasure of rejoicing and learning and the elevation of the soul could also cause him problems. He says, even that he should not do until he says Kriyat Shema. This is all talking about when? This is when a person is not makpid to go to shul at night. Or he doesn't have a minyan. He doesn't have anywhere. So in that case, his learning would be asur, right? Because if he has a minyan, set it a set time, like you just said, we have alarms and all those things, right? So then it's not a problem. You know, he learns whatever he eats, he learns whatever it is. He knows 9 o'clock at night he has a shiur. I mean, Arvit. ואם אמר לחברו שאינו לומד שיזכרנו שיתפלל, מותר. יש some אחרונים say, again, we're going back to that scenario like today. We have Baruch Hashem WhatsApp texts. Everybody, hello, we need you for minyan. Number 10. That's the only thing that I text, by the way. I'm number 1 there. Looking for number 10. Baruch Hashem.
So today we pray Arvit like 6:05. So this is the exact time like for the Kriyat Shema?
Almost, yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Is it almost? I mean, Shkia is 46 or something like that.
550. Right?
Because in
550,
it said that Shkiat HaChama is 5:51, and it said the Laila Shloshet Revei Mil 6:05, Laila Kochavim is 6:28.
So 6:28.
6:28 they're going to be like the exact time.
The Kriyat Shema of the Kohavim. We said that already, yeah.
Okay. So this is like what the Gemara said. It like it's
Yeah.
okay 6. So here like we do it before 6:28. We do the
Yeah. So I mean, but you already did it. So the Choyra now, after I guess when you get home, you say Kriyat Shema more time.
So I need like to say again like Kriyat Shema.
To be lechatchila. That's lechatchila. And Kriyat Shema of the Mitah does not cover it. The Kriyat Shema of bed does not work for it. We already learned that last week.
So technically we're supposed to say Shema right now.
Yeah, if you want
Yeah.
to. Okay, but we're learning now. Okay. Yudchet.
Okay, wow.
Okay?
We're 49 minutes after Shkia.
Okay. Chatzi sha'a. So now, why is the significance of half hour?
Yeah, I have a friend who has an alarm every day.
Right. Rab Zohar, what's the significance of half hour? Why within half hour you shouldn't start a meal? So he says like this: Dat hataz lehakel bazeh. However, Taz says, no, what hour? What half hour? Again, the Kriyat Shema is 6:15. Our Masulah is called for 6 o'clock. What's the right now? Is it time to say Kriyat Shema? No. So Taz says, "Minat mahmir," not like Shulchan Aruch. Okay. להכיר בזה. ולא ביה אלא שיעור מועט. However, if the meal is called for 6 o'clock and 6:05 is the Kriyat Shema, then maybe you should wait, Taka. Those 5 minutes. You know, it's a small amount. But if you're a half hour, a quarter of an hour before the time, the Suda is called for. It's called for. You start Suda. What do you want? There is no Isur. Taz wants to say there is no Isur like Maran. Maran says there is Isur.
Okay.
So Taz says no, we don't find it.
So I can start like the meal, and if I need like to stop in the middle. And
If you want to, yeah.
And then I can finish like the Birkat Hamazon.
No, he says not even more than that. You don't even have to stop. You have a meal. You started in the heter. There is no. Taz saying there is no Isur Bichlal.
Wow, wow.
That's right. All right, there is no. Okay, Maran says yes, he says no, finished. And again, it has to make sense the Taz's way. If you think about it for a second, what's the Isur? What are you starting? There is no, like, the Chachamim did not, by Mincha, it's a Mishnah. By Mincha, you can argue with that element. It's brought down. Arvit, there is no Mishnah that says half hour before Arvit.
No, but you have the element of Kriyat Shema, Bazman Shela, in that specific.
I understand. But you see that because there is such a concept like on Shabbat. On Shabbat, Hilchot, Muktzar, you are allowed to move bones around of your chicken. On Yom Tov, you're not allowed to. Why?
Yeah, why?
Because they echmiru. They made it Muktzar. Chachamim said that because of the Kula Yom, the Yom Tov is a little bit more lenient. So the Chachamim made it more strictnesses. So we also. The Deoraita is obligating to you to say Kriyat Shema at night. You'll say it. The Chachamim did not make any Agdarot. Over there by Mincha it's the Rabbanan, right? So by Mincha it's the Rabbanan when you're supposed to start praying the Mincha, right? It's not Deoraita. It's only Shmona Esrei, right? So over there they told you, wait a minute, now we give you restrictions, half hour, because it's not so important in people's eyes. But here, lechoira, it is important. The Kriyat Shema is important. Right? You say Kriyat Shema all the time. So Taz says, why we have to give that more restriction? And also, I didn't understand till now when the Moran took the half hour b'chlal from. And that's what the Shulchan Aruch is discussing. Mishnah Berurah is discussing now. So he says, no, there is a half hour. ואם ביקש, אוקיי, אלא שיעור מיועד והאחרונים מסכימים לפסק השולחן ערוך, דכל דליקה אלא חצי שעה אסור להתחיל לאכול. However, there are some most אחרונים that agree with שולחן ערוך, that no, you have to have that half hour. דכל דליקה אלא חצי שעה אסור להתחיל לאכול. Says no, we will give you that half hour prohibition. Okay. ואם ביקש מאחד שיזכירנו להתפלל, לקה איסורה. But all other אחרונים agree that if you have a set time, like you have a schedule, that you'll pray 10 o'clock at night, that's a normal thing in the yeshiva, so they'll start Sheva Brachot 6 o'clock. Even, not a problem, even according to Maran, it's not asur anymore. That's the problem. That's the differentiation. להתחיל לאכול, אפילו כשכבר הגיע הזמן קריאת שמע, even, listen to this Hiddush, even time came קריאת שמע. For instance, they called Sheva Brachot for 6:30. Shkia Tzedek Kohavim is 6:26, like Rav Abraham said, right? 6:30, and nobody said Kriyat Shema. He says, can we start the Sheva Brachot? According to most. If it's the yeshiva, they have a schedule, 9:30, 10 o'clock, they have Arvit. No problem. Start.
See, like the schedule for Arvit and less for Shacharit, less for Mincha. See, like how much Chashashot developed for Arvit compared to Shacharit.
No, but the Arvit is, again, so the biggest problem with Arvit is because you could fall asleep. That's the biggest problem.
And it's also maybe not steady like Shacharit, people doesn't maybe take it serious as...
Yes, we have another problem. Another problem, yes.
It was also a world, there was no electricity.
Yeah.
Right.
It's dark.
It's common like Shacharit that everybody prays, so nobody can forget.
Right, and many times I forget. I think I already davened, but I didn't daven. Put on my pajamas back, I dress up, start down Arvit. But you didn't daven Arvit tonight. What happened to you? When you're sick sometimes? Well, you think this to that, you think you did. Okay, anyway, let's go.
No, you're also used to the system.
Yeah. צדק כוכבים, ממש ונכון להיזהר בזה. אוקיי. אפילו אחי מותר להם לאכול קודם שיקרא שנית. אוקיי, one second before that. הקוראים מתפלל מבעוד יום. No, what happened? I jumped. סליחה, I jumped. So there is איש מצליח over here. Let's see number one. עיין באור לציון. So number one, what are we saying here? אפילו כשכבר הגיע הזמן קריאת שמע. So he said, you're not obligated. If you have a set schedule, you're not obligated to say Kriyat Shema before that set schedule. And even if you have a meal before, you have Sheva Brachot, you have an event, whatever it is, you're allowed to do it without any problems. That was Mishnah Brura. Look at Ish Matzliach. He says, Rav Tzion B'Shaul.
The Mishnah says if you have an event, whatever.
As long as you have a schedule.
As long as you have a schedule.
Not a problem at all. That's the Mishnah Brura ended off. Ish Matzliach is not so happy about it. He says...
Let's say your schedule, you go to Arvit every night, 9 p.m., but you came to a wedding at 6 o'clock.
So no problem. Are you going to go... What's your plan?
9 p.m. comes you at the wedding.
1 second. What's your plan? Is your plan go back to 9 p.m. Arvit? Most people go to a wedding, they know what the plan is. Or they're going to stay there till with their wives. She's going to hit him over the head, and he's going to stay there the whole night. So therefore, he's going to daven Arvit with the chuppah. What's the big deal? Most of the day, the prayer is at the chuppah, so that's not a problem also. It's all scheduled. It's all properly scheduled. Baruch Hashem, Jewish people are very much full. Yeah, I had a big problem last wedding we went to. We wanted Mincha. All of a sudden, no, everybody prayed Mincha already. I'm like, what does that mean? How's that possible? Right? They were starting. It was the summertime. Summertime, the chuppah was called for 6 o'clock, 6:30. I'm like, how's everybody down on Shkia is 7:15? Everybody came to chuppah. Everybody already davened. Until we got a minyan, squeezed the minyan out. It was much crazy. But yeah, that's how, I guess it's possible. Okay, anyway. Says Rabbi Tzion B'Shaul. Ish Matzliach is bringing down Or LeTzion. שאין לסמוך על שומר ולאכול קודם קריאת שמע על של הערבית שהיא דאורייתא. Rabbi Tzion B'Shaul does not agree with Mishnah Brura. Says, I don't care about your timers and I don't care about your reminders. All those things don't mean it's deoraita, and you cannot rely on all those what Mishnah Brura just said. דכיוון שלא נזכרה כולה זו בראשונים. Because again, in order to implement a leniency over here, because remember the Gemara is very strict. Chayav mitah. The Gemara actually uses that language, that anybody who is not going to fulfill the mitzvot of Arvit properly, right, is going to be chayav mitah. So here, says Rabbi Tzion Bar Shaul, I don't understand where with all due respect to Mishnah Berurah, it's very nice that he brings a Acharonim, that the whole, to bring a leniency like this, it has to be from Rishonim. Since there are no Rishonim, says Rabbi Tzion Bar Shaul, we don't follow it. And l'smoch alea rak b'milta derabanan. We were allowed to rely on what Mishnah Berurah is telling you, on things that are derabanan, like Mincha. Ayed sham. Ulam midivrei Magen Abraham. However, he sees in Magen Abraham, מבואר שסומך על כולה זו, that he is taka relying on this leniency, גם כן לגבי קריאת שמע דאורייתא, even with reference to קריאת שמע דאורייתא. Let's listen to this. וכן מוכח מדברי האליה רבה, סוטו רבי אליה רבה, so now we have מגן אברהם, אליה רבה, that rely on it. וכן מוכח מדברי מהריו, הוא במגן אברהם, so מהריו is also, so the three שיטות, שכתב דמי שלא יתפלל ערבית אסור למלאכה ובלבד עד שיתפלל. So he says that from the time of nightfall, and he didn't daven Arvit yet, you are prohibited to do any work until you pray. אבל בשחרית, כיוון שהציבור מתפללים לך השין את שם היפשע. But it says no, but shacharit, we're not worried. So by Arvit, you're not allowed to do anything until you pray, right? But by shacharit, you're allowed to do many things before shacharit, before you pray. Why? Because he says, but by shacharit, most people are more, like Rabbi Abraham said, more strict about fulfilling the prayer than Arvit. From this reason, and for this reason says, most people consume food before mincha ktana, and there is also the announcements for the prayer for mincha and arvit, ומבואר גם בשחרית דאית בה קריאת שמע דאורייתא סומך על מה שיש מעניין קבוע בבית הכנסת. So once again, so we said, remember we were learning in the Hot Shabbat, right? We said that you should pray on Friday morning and then do the Kniyot Shabbat, right? Remember?
Okay.
We were learning last week. Again, you should say Kriyat Shema, Upran Tefillin, Daven, and then go do Kniyot Shabbat. But if there is no ability, after your prayer, there will be nothing in the market. So what was the heter? You could go before prayer. Lechvot Shabbat Kodesh. You could go before prayer and do your kniyot. You were there. On Shabbat, we learned it before Shabbat, right? ואם כן, הוא הדין לערבית שיש לסמוך על שומר. Okay, so therefore, just like society shacharit, there is such a concept that you could do other things before shacharit, and then go to pray because you know that there is time for it. The problem is Arvit is much problem because of all those things that could cause sleepiness and tiredness. Okay, שיש לסמוך על השומר. ומכל מקום דעת מרן ראש הישיבה שליטה שנכון לקרוא קריאת שמע בלי ברכותיה ולגבי תפילה יסמוך על השומר. Hear what he says here? Rosh Yeshiva of Kisei Rachamim said that no, if they called Sheva Brachot 6 o'clock in the yeshiva, Shkia is, let's say, even 5:30. Okay, so let's say 6 o'clock is already Vadai Tzetok Chavim, and they called for Sheva Brachot. But in the yeshiva they're gonna daven 9 o'clock. Says Rosh Yeshiva, Kisei Rachamim, Ish Matzliach, don't rely on Mishnah Berurah itself. Even though Magen Abraham is Rabbi is going to bring you a lot. He brought you here a whole list of Rabbanim who allow it. Says no, say Kriyat Shema, and then do your Suda. At least the right to fulfill. And then later, 9 o'clock, you do the whole thing. Baruch Adonai Elolam, Amen, Amen. Hashem's help. Tomorrow we will continue in Siv Katan Yud Zayin.
It's a good solution.
Yeah, Baruch Hashem.